Here's my list of the top 6 most unique nanofish in the freshwater hobby. Number 1 has to be dwarf pea puffers. Dwarf pea puffers have to be one of the most unique nano freshwater fish for a few reasons. Number 1, most pufferfish you find are saltwater or brackish. It's really hard to come by a true freshwater pufferfish. Number 2 is their size. They stay around 0.5 of an inch to an inch, and most pufferfish get a lot bigger than that. But what comes with their uniqueness is their unique diet. Out of all the fish I've kept, and I've kept a lot of fish, dwarf pea puffers are definitely the most involved type of fish I've kept. The minimum tank size for a shoal of pea puffers is 20-gallon long. I find that that's one of the better sizes that suits them, or if you want an even bigger shoal of them, go up to a 40. I would definitely get more than 6 because they are a bit of a social creature, and if you don't have enough of them, you'll start to see aggression. Now back to their unique diet, they exclusively eat live and frozen food. So not only are you setting up a tank for the pea puffers, I recommend having 2 live food sources. I found that the best live food sources for dwarf pea puffers is Daphnia and snails. These fish 100% have to be fed every day. Since they're so small, they kind of process their food pretty fast. And what comes with live and frozen food is parasites. Dwarf pea puffers are more susceptible to parasites because of their fancy diet, so always having parasite meds on hand is recommended. It's recommended to have a slow-moving filter, a flow that's not too fast for them because they're not strong swimmers. They are tropical fish, which means their temperature range is anywhere between 76 and about 80. I like to stay in that 78-79 range. And they can thrive in a variety of parameters, but I'd aim for neutral levels of everything. Neutral pH is the way to go, and a soft to medium DKH. I also recommend keeping them in a very heavily planted tank. Next up on the list is Scarlet Batis. Scarlet Batis is a gem of a find of nanofish. If you get it, you get it. But they are a super unique nanofish because they stay so tiny, they almost have the characteristics of cichlids, and they max out at about 1 inch. There is some debate on how these fish should be kept. I would recommend nothing smaller than maybe a 10-gallon, or if you have a fancy little rimless bookshelf aquarium, that's a little less than 10 gallons, that will suffice. I'd say 10 gallons is the recommended size for a pair of them. Some people do recommend a species-only tank, and then other people say they thrive in community tanks with other slow, docile fish. Choice is really up to you. You definitely want to avoid fast-moving fish, any fish that are aggressive or fin nippers, because these fish are so small. Now these fish, similar to the dwarf pea puffer, these ones exclusively eat live food. I've tried to give mine frozen food and they don't care about it. So having a live food culture is a must with Scarlet Batis. I would say to have a very mature culture of Daphnia before you buy these fish, because they do have a hard time eating adult Daphnia because they're bigger than their mouths. But these fish really are spectacular to look at, and they have amazing colors, and like I said, they behave almost like cichlids. Males can be pretty territorial, so if you are doing a small shoal of them, try to have a higher ratio of females to males. Like I said, you could have a pair in a community tank or a species-only tank, it's really up to you. These fish require a heavily planted tank because of how territorial the males can be. You need a lot of things to break line of sight. The next fish on the list is sparkling gouramis. From what I've researched, these specific types of gouramis do not get the dwarf gourami disease, so if that's something you're worried about, sparkling gouramis may be the way to go for you. Something that really makes these fish unique is that they can croak. These fish can actually make noise. Not to be confused with the croaking gourami, which is a slightly different type of gourami. I find that they're very similar, and the sparkling gourami just has brighter colors and some different markings on it. I would say the minimum tank size for sparkling gouramis is anywhere between 10 and 20 gallons. These fish are pretty peaceful. They do prefer to be kept in small shoals, and males can be territorial. Now, just like betas, these are labyrinth fish, so they do get a majority of their oxygen from the surface of the tank, and they do prefer a heavily planted aquarium. They prefer slower moving water with a slightly acidic pH to neutral, and a low to medium DKH. These fish accept many kinds of food, including flake food, live food, pellets. They'll pick on a lot of things. These are definitely a unique addition to any nano tank. Next fish we're going to talk about is a bumblebee goby. A true freshwater bumblebee goby. Now these fish max out at about 1.5 inches, slightly smaller, and they are pretty peaceful, but they can be territorial with its own kind. They prefer neutral to slightly alkaline water with a medium DKH. Now these fish are carnivorous, so they probably won't accept flakes, and it's best to feed live food. Up next on our list is the celestial pearl danio, CPD, or galaxy rasbor. It has a couple different names that people like to call it. Now in smaller groups, these fish may appear more timid and kind of shy and stick to the shadows, but when you have the appropriate amount of them, they are pretty forthcoming. Their stunning colors make these a great addition to any nano tank and look great in blackwater tanks. I'd say the minimum tank size for these guys is 10 gallons if you want to keep a school of them, and definitely go bigger if you want more. These fish will take about any food you give them, so feeding is not a concern for them. These fish max out at about 1 inch, so perfect for nano aquariums. The last fish on this list is the reticulated hillstream loach. All I can say is these guys look like they came out of an alien movie. Or some people compare them to stingrays even. Now, as far as nano goes, these guys do get a little bit bigger on the nano side. They max out about 2.5 inches. These guys thrive on algae and biofilm and spirulina, so definitely avoid high protein foods with these guys. And they're pretty peaceful for the most part, but like we said with some of the other fish, they can be territorial, especially the males. I would definitely go 20 long or bigger for these fish because they like to graze all day. You don't want them to run out of real estate for that good biofilm and algae that they thrive on. Dosing your tank with Bacter AE will boost your biofilm colony, so that is recommended with these fish. They are similar to Otocinclus in the fact that they graze all day and eat some algae, so they can be a little helpful cleaner for your tank. But I think overall these guys are just really fun to watch. They have some crazy patterns on them. So that is my list of the top 6 most unique nanofish in the freshwater hobby. If you like the video, drop a like, drop a follow, and I'm working on more long form content for you guys. Comment down below your favorite nanofish.